All right, Gate 14 podcast. I'm your host, Johnny Junta. We're joined just with Avery. Jeremy, again, is tardy to the party, not showing up to the episode, but I will give a prediction. You have my word. I will be giving a JR prediction at the end of this episode. Avery, how are you doing, man? You are in beautiful North Carolina, I believe. Is that correct?
Yep. I don't even know what city I'm in at this point. Durham, I think. Uh,
Beautiful. You got to go to
yeah,
AAA game.
I drove past the park. I was going to text you and ask if you knew anyone on the Bulls.
I did. Do you want me to get you tickets?
I have no idea when I'm going to be free, to be honest. But yeah,
Okay. Well, if
I
you are
would.
free tomorrow night or during one of the nights, I'll get my buddy to hook it up for you.
Oh
And
hell
you,
yeah, you're a good
but
guy, Johnny.
yeah, I'm a guy's guy. Okay, and Avery, I want you to clip this and put this in maybe like for the clip to maybe we'll post this tonight to lead up the episode. But I got to discuss something that I saw at the Jays game. That is something that made me sick to my stomach. Something that made me take a step back and say, "Are we a poverty franchise?" And it's something that had to be discussed. And it's crazy they just slipped it in there, like and thought no one would notice. And here it comes. The Toronto Blue Jays have a banner for the 2020 Wild Card Series hanging up at the Rogers Center. A 2020 Wild Card Series in which they got swept by the Rays banner at the Rogers Center, literally beside the AL East Championship one from 2016. Is that not the most sickening fucking thing, maybe of all time? And I have a picture of it to prove it. So we will add that to the clip. It is disgusting.
It's a lot like the Colts when they had the a similar banner, but I can't believe that actually happened. Who allowed that?
Whoever allowed it should be executed. And I say that with the utmost respect. Like there should be some repercussions because that gives me, you know what that gives me? That gives me Nashville Predators vibes when they were getting body bagged all over social media for that banner. I'm just happy it's one swept under the rug and no one knows about it. And two, it's like, did they just sneak that in there? No ceremony, nothing. Like, how did that occur? Because first of all, the fact that that's even a fucking banner is bananas, and it's beside like the Roy Halladay fucking Hall of Fame one. It's just it's a stain, and I genuinely do think the Toronto Blue Jays are cursed because the year after that they missed out on the playoffs by one game. You hang a banner like that, there's repercussions.
Do you think it's like a placeholder? It has to be, right? Just like they had an uneven number of banners, so they threw one up there.
I pray that's the case, but you just don't do that.
No, that's
And
stupid.
and usually I'm one of the guys that makes fun of of the teams that like celebrate mediocrity or just like poverty teams in general. This is a stain on the Toronto Blue Jays, and this has to get resolved. I can't fucking believe that's actually a thing.
You know who's a guy who likes participation trophies?
Jr.
Yep.
Jr. loves a good fucking participation trophy, and he can't even be here to protect himself from it. So we're gonna say Jr. is an advocate of the banner. Is Jr. an advocate of the banner?
No,
Some are
yeah.
saying.
He
Some
he,
are
call,
saying.
he called me just to say he loves the banner.
Yeah, he does love the banner. He does love the banner. It's just
I have a
it's
series
crazy.
MVP, by the way, of the
Really.
White Sox series, and it's you, Johnny. All three fucking games. Are you kidding me?
I pat on the back. I listen. This is our second job. Technically, our second job. I'm boots on the ground. Got noticed a couple times today, a couple times yesterday.
Is that
Um,
not the weirdest thing of all time,
it
though?
is weird. It's weird, but it wasn't like interactions where it's like I just like someone would just walk by and say like gate 14, or they would just like say my name or something. But it is weird. It's kind of electric. But I went to all three games and I soaked the traffic. I drove the hour and a half from Guelph or whatever it took. The hour, I guess, hour back, hour and a half there, and I went to all three games. I turned this season around single handedly, and some are starting to mention it.
I mean, you said you got mad at me in our group text. You put that Instagram story up. JR is the guy who doesn't show up. I would have been there. You
You
know,
would
I
have
would have
been.
been there.
And the thing is, you missed out on meeting Jano. Like that's like that kind of like a little salt to the wound, right? Like that's a little bit of salt to the wound.
I mean, that sucks. I mean, I'm gonna meet him when we go to the All-Star game to watch him play.
Yeah. The and by the way, listeners of this podcast, we are going to start a campaign for Danny Jansen to be in the All-Star game because the run that he is on, he has an 1150 OPS, I believe it is. It is mind-boggling. Like it is absurd. And there's like polls now on MLB Fits, which is like one of my guys. He's like MLB page. where it's like, is Danny Jansen the best catcher in baseball? Like, that was a serious question that was brought up as of right now, just this year. He is hitting for average. He gets on base. His OPS is insanely high, and he's launching. It's banana. It's like all the Danny Jansen haters that we're probably talking early in the year. They're fucking piped down.
No, it's nice because he was a bat first prospect when he came up, right?
Yes.
So it taken a little while. I think I've said this before, but I really want to know from him. Hopefully, when we get him on the show, it's like what really goes into handling a major league like staff, because every single bat first catcher always struggles when they get up to the majors, and I just want to know like how really difficult it is because everyone struggles.
That's a good question, and I got another thing I got to bring up. So, one, I had to apologize to Jansen because when we met up, I kind of fucked up and I was like, let's go beside the dugout. And then there was still fans there and he just got bombarded with autographs. So we left and we went to the other side of the dugout. But the security there need to fucking stop. I mean, I said on multiple occasions, I am friends with Jano. Here's a picture of him wearing my shirt that he sent me. Here's a picture of him like saying, all right, I'll come out in a second.
With your face on it, right?
Yeah. It's like World War fucking 3 for me to get. It's like I'm fucking storming the field with no one there. It is bananas. And like security guards are like, yeah, dude, you need like some sort of badge or some shit, because if you're gonna do this pretty good amount, like I did again today with Jake Berger, you're gonna have to actually like wear something. So we're just not saying to you like thinking you're just a fucking weird autograph seeker, right? It was wild. I had to tell like 18 different security guards, like, I'm with Jano. Like I'm going to take a picture with Jano on the field. Like, let me the fuck down. And it was like, holy fuck. It's like pulling teeth with these people.
I think you got to make a shirt that just says like, I'm friends with the players.
Yeah,
right.
No, that's exactly what you have to do. And I mean, and first of all,
what did Jano have to say? Did you talk about how he's been playing?
No, I just said, I was just like, dude, you've been buzzing, eh? Like, I've been like, dude, you've been buzzing. He's like, yeah, dude, I feel good. I was like, oh, it must be because I went to every game. Like, that's probably why you're buzzing. He's like, yeah. And then I forgot what he said. He's like, where were you sitting? I was like, I was sitting in the fucking rafters, Jano. I was sitting in the fucking 500 level. But dude, I mean, it's crazy to see because Alejandro Kirk, it might be the best DH in baseball now. And Alejandro Kirk, what he did this series is like, and I love when they show the replay of Alejandro Kirk on the Jumbotron because it shows how dialed in his face is. And then when he runs, like his hands are just pitter pattering around the base path. It's the greatest sight of all time. He mashes. He hit
the double in the gap, I think, today. And I was watching like the YouTube video of the replay. I was out playing golf, and his face was just all the fastest fuck boy. Could have definitely been used for that, and it would have been funnier than the one on our Instagram that's going to get 1 million views in the next couple of days.
Oh, I think it already has. But the Alejandro Kirk, what a fucking turnaround! I always knew he was a good hitter. He was just slow, but if you have add a guy like that to this lineup, I don't even think the Jays at this point need a fucking pickup at the deadline. I mean, he is insane, dude. And he's not hitting off of bums. Like, everyone was hitting like shit against Michael Kopech, Alejandro Kirk's mashing, and Jano, obviously, and those guys. But he's doing this off of Lucas Giolito, Michael Kopech, Johnny Cueto. No one was touching Johnny Cueto. No one. And Alejandro Kirk starts it by just launching a fucking double in the gap. It was incredible to watch. And when the Jays lineup is doing this, is there a more fun fucking team to watch in baseball than the Jays? I mean, Tapia is hitting 300 in his last 30 at bats or whatever.
I think that's what made us so frustrated right at the start.
Yeah,
because we knew what this team could do. Speaking of our catchers as well, no two catchers have a higher weighted runs created plus than Alejandro Kirk and Danny Jansen right now.
Is that good? Some
people would say that's pretty good, including me. But it's been really, really fun to watch them hit. Like, we're just going streaking now. I don't think we'll lose ever again.
At this pace, and dude, Manoah had his nasty stuff and hand up. I had the over. I can't believe that hit. That had no business hitting. The live total was like 3.5 at one point. It hit. The game had 13 runs or whatever or 12.
Was it 2-0 in the eighth? Top of the eighth?
No, it was like 2-0 going into like the fifth or sixth. I'm pretty sure, and they just went on a absolute rampant tear. And by the way, people, Teoscar's back. That guy is mashing.
I didn't. Yeah, good for us. He had a dinger today, right?
He had a dinger. I think he had 2 doubles. He's insane. He's a crazy person. When Teoscar is buzzing, he is a crazy person. He had a dinger and a double. Espinal 3 for 5.
I mean, you had a great Instagram today because Kevin Biggio has been a sad sack of shit since he's been back up.
Well, I'll be honest. He got that massive hit today. It's like
double.
At least he's kind of having competitive at bats, but his strikeouts have to drop. That's just plain and simple.
It feels like he's looking to walk. Wouldn't you say that?
Yeah, he definitely is. But dude, that last at bat he had with the bases loaded, which cashed the over. I don't know if it cashed the over, cashed the push. I was like, all right, I'm fucked. And Kevin Biggio is aggressive. He was aggressive that at bat. He wasn't taking like literally borderline cock shots. Like he mashed like a double in the gap. He mashed, and I was like, man, all right. Like I could see a lineup where Kevin Biggio is not the everyday guy, but like if he comes off the bench, I'm like, okay, because Bradley Zimmer is the most sorry motherfucker I've ever seen. And the fact that at one point the game was 5-3 bases loaded, and thank God Santiago Espinal came through with a 3 RBI double or 2 RBI double. Charlie Montoyo pinch hits Lourdes Gurriel for Tapia, who's a pretty good hitter now. I will say that he's a pretty good hitter as of right now. He pinch hits Lourdes Gurriel for Tapia, but then keeps Zimmer in the fucking game with the bases loaded and 1 out with Springer on the bench. I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh, I'm dead. The over is dead. Zimmer fucking whatever strikes out. I'm pretty sure he struck out. And you got Espinal. Espinal. I think he has the best WAR out of second basemen in baseball. Is that correct? I think it is. That's what they said on the screen.
Yeah, for sure. I think him and Alejandro Kirk, if you break down their swings, have the exact same swing. It's just a nice little liner back up the middle too when they like backspin one. I think they're just solid swings. Dude. And him in the one spot too.
Oh, dude, I love it. And the thing is like I love Springer, but dude, if you can move Springer down to like the 2-hole and then just like move the lineup back, like Espinal, Springer, Bo Bichette, Guerrero, Teo, like that is a fuck. Yeah,
it just doesn't give Teoscar enough chances in the 5-hole, I think, is why.
Yeah, true. That's a good point. Like Kevin Biggio was in the 6-hole today.
That was crazy. I agree with that.
In the 6-hole at a Chapman. And Chapman actually is not swinging it that bad. And I'm happy he's like okay because he got absolutely fucking hit right in the back of the head with a pitch by, I don't remember who it was, Lopez, I believe it was.
Ronaldo Lopez.
Yeah. But dude, it's so fun to see good baseball again, like for the Toronto Blue Jays. And obviously we're overreacting. It was like a 2-week slide or whatever, but this team is on a fucking 8-game win streak, man. Like this is the point where I'm watching this team and like I count down to when they have a game, like when their game starts, because it's so fun to watch. The offense is, you put up 6, 7, and 8 runs or whatever it was, or I think it was 6, 7, and how many did the Jays put up today? 8?
8. It was 8-3, right?
6, 7, and 8 runs in a series against the White Sox, and you're going up against Giolito, Kopech, and fucking Cueto. Like you're not facing bums, and you put up 6, 7, and 8.
It's awesome, man. It's why like we can watch baseball again. So someone who wasn't watching the games, I was driving through West Virginia and everywhere last night. And then today I was on the golf course. When you look at your phone and you see score notifications and you see there's like 5 or 6 of them again, that's what the Blue Jays were doing every game last year. It's just like double, single,
at least
home
not every
run.
game. I would say at like the second half part of the season when they like got back at home. Because I remember that stretch. They didn't lose at home for a fucking while. Like they faced, I believe it was the Royals the opening weekend, and they faced the Red Sox, and then just like pretty like decent teams. But man, this is so fun to watch, dude. Like I'm glad I went to all 3 games. Luckily, Jake Berger sent me tickets to today's game, so I don't have to pay for that. But it's awesome to watch. Like it really is, and it's sick to see like how excited the fans are, and it's just crazy. But there is something else I got to bring up. And maybe you noticed this. Actually, I have like a ton of notes. So this is something that I do have to bring up. Do you ever notice the weird random mix of facts on the fucking Jumbotron? Like Ramiel Tapia is 2 for his last 5 on evening games during like it's just the most random spew shit that they just do to fill on the Jumbotron. I've seen some of the most outlandish fucking stats. Someone's gonna have to like screenshot that If listen, if one of our listeners goes to a game and sees something that's crazy, please send it to us because these facts are outlandish. They make zero sense.
They're just the cherry pick stats, right?
Yes.
I mean, that was a dream job for me, pretty much, to be able to find. You just go on Fangraphs, you click on splits, you press day or night, you can do with wind, you can do on grass or on turf, and you can find some crazy shit. So it's probably harder for guys to find stats for Bradley Zimmer because he just sucks. But like Vladdy, I'm sure you have 1,000 stats for that.
Yeah. Well, the Calvin Biggio one, I think they just flat out lied on the Jumbotron. Like they were like, Calvin Biggio has reached safe in all 5 games since being called up. And I was like, didn't he go over like 2 days ago? I don't remember. Maybe he walked or something, but I was like, that can't be true. Maybe it was, but it's just the Jumbotron facts are crazy. I have a ton of like just little jot notes from these games. Like that's something I want to bring up. And then another thing, which I think will be hilarious for the TikTok is, why do managers and coaches wear uniforms? Why? Like, could you imagine Sheldon fucking Keefe on the Leafs bench in a Leaf jersey? Like, not like the shoulder pads, but he's wearing a fucking Leaf jersey.
I think it'd be funnier to see Nick Nurse full uniform, no undershirt.
It's the only sport that does it. I don't know the origin of it. It is pound for pound one of the dumbest things of all time, legitimately, in all of sports.
Would you think managers would wear like khakis if they didn't have to wear a uniform?
I'm just thinking like
they'd have to look like the athletic trainers, right?
Yes, like just like travel shorts, training shorts and just a nice pair of like Nikes or whatever the team sponsor is. Like the fact that Charlie Montoya, it's just a crazy visual that a manager has a designated number and jersey he has to legit put on and go through the hassle every fucking game. What's the point of even one cleaning it? He sits on the bench.
It's just
and
ass
2,
sweat. That's all.
Just the hassle of just having the fucking trainer have to like wash an extra jersey that is for a fucking manager that doesn't need it is bananas.
It is kind of funny. I think there's 2 managers who rock the jersey well. Can you guess them?
2 managers rock jersey well. Terry Francona?
No.
Gabe Kapler?
No. Okay. I was thinking they have good style when they wear jerseys.
Is it a young manager?
No, 2 old fuckers.
Tony La Russa?
No.
Who is it?
I let Dusty Baker.
Yes.
And Buck Showalter because he wears the
Buck Showalter.
Like the tweeners with the stirrups.
That's a great analysis. Buck Showalter. Yep. My manager, realistically.
I think Dusty Baker with the armbands looks kind of like, why? Like, does he have to stop sweating down to his fingertips so he can write the lineup card?
I seriously don't know, but
I don't want to chirp Dusty because he's
Dusty's a legend, man. He's such a legend. I wish he got that World Series last year, but it's just, dude, it's like everything's happy in the world. The Jays are buzzing. And what's stopping them from sweeping the fucking Twins? They're cat shit. They stink.
Literally not. Maybe Byron Buxton, but that's about it.
He's so good. He is really so fucking good, dude. He's a problem. And I don't even like, dude, Manoah was good today. Like he was good. He wasn't great today, but man, it doesn't even matter. Like this is a long time coming that Manoah finally got run support. Cause usually when he would give up 3, they'd lose. Like he would get the loss or they'd lose like 3-2, 3-1 or whatever. But dude, it's crazy. And so I went to the game on you're going to enjoy this story, Avery. And honestly, I think this is going to be like really funny. So I went to the game with my buddy Isaac. So shout out Isaac, by the way. So I think the second game of the year, he got fucked up drunk and he bought a jersey, right? He bought a jersey. One of the most psychopathic, diabolical moves I've ever seen in my life. He bought a jersey in like the first and second and returned it in the 9th. He wore a jersey for the whole game. He was so fucked up, he bought it and then he returned it in the 9th.
I'm not gonna lie, that's actually genius. Like you
don't want to be the odd man out. Like you don't want to be the guy like wearing just street clothes, right? I mean,
I would never even think about. That's awesome.
He was so fucked up though, but it's like he wasn't thinking like I'm gonna wear a jersey the whole game and then return it. He just like, oh fuck, I just spent like 220 on a jersey. I should probably return that. It's like he wasn't just thinking 1,000 IQ. Why don't people do that more often? It's kind of fucked up, but like fuck them.
I would have thought that the store closed by the 9th, but maybe not. Maybe after
No.
the game they keep it open.
No, they keep it open after the game. Yeah.
Genius.
It's a diabolic move. It's a diabolical move.
I mean, you should be doing that every time you go to a new game and you don't have any gear from the team. That's awesome.
Isaac. He sees our TikToks all the time. I guarantee you he will at least listen and hear it. But it is. I'm sorry for outing it. It is the craziest story. Like I couldn't believe it. I was like, wait. So you bought it in the first and you just returned it in the 9th? Like apparently the people were like, why are you returning? Like, you just bought this. And he was like, it's too small or whatever. And they're like, no, it's not. All right, whatever. But I don't recommend doing that. Maybe we can try to weasel our way to get JR to do that. Cause he's like such a genuinely good guy where he will be like, I can't do it, man. I can't do it.
He would never do. He doesn't like customer service. That would be his one thing. He wouldn't want to go back and deal with that. And he's just too good of a guy to do that.
I had to bring that up because that was one of the craziest things I've ever seen in my life. When he told me that, I was like, dude, you're a fucking lunatic for that. So it was wild. But man, if you look at this whole series, and obviously, like I said, I was dialed in. I went to every single game. Who do you think pitched the best? Like Gossman wasn't really that good. I don't think so.
I mean, you can't give it to Ryu, right?
He's hurt again. That guy's never not injured, ever.
We need to shout out the guy on Twitter who tweeted us that.
That was a great tweet. That was just an all-time.
I'm not gonna lie, I texted Johnny this yesterday. The fucking socials are buzzing with people tagging us now.
Yeah,
I mean,
insane.
We're starting to gain some steam here. Like, don't let the Blue Jays are hot. Don't let the Gate 14 podcast get hot because it is going to be a fucking problem.
Don't let Teoscar and the Gate 14 podcast get hot. Don't let those two, because let me tell you something, Major Leagues. With Teoscar Hernandez heating up, this lineup is a problem because you got fucking Kirk in the 6-hole, 7-hole mashing. You got Lourdes, who didn't even play today, had one at bat. The Jays put up an 8 spot without Lourdes and without George Springer and with Calvin Biggio and Zimmer in the fucking lineup.
Jano didn't play either, right?
Jano didn't play either. It's wild.
Do you think it's these lineups, man? I think it's like bad for the fans almost. Like I know it's good when we win, but you buy tickets to a game and you see Charlie Montoya pull that shit, and it's like, oh man.
Yeah, I can see that from that perspective. It's just that's the thing, right? It's like, how much rest can these guys need? You had an off day on Monday. You had an off day on Monday, dude. Like
Jano's got to be feeling good at this point, right? Like he doesn't need a day off every time.
If I'm hitting as well as Jano is, I am getting pissed off when I'm on the lineup. That's like just plain and simple.
Yeah, I don't love it, but if it starts to work for us, I will tip my cap and just watch them win.
You really have to. And another note that I made here, the foul ball net. Isn't it crazy that we used to live in an era where there was a foul ball net that just pretty much went to first base?
I think I said this last week to someone. It was like, because I saw a piss missile get hit down the left field line, and it's like people were just wearing that off the teeth before.
No, seriously. And I have a crazy memory because I used to go to when I was a kid, I used to go to 20 Jays games a year. I have a crazy memory of like a lady in a section near me like getting hit in the head and having like a seizure. Like I think might have been a dream, but it's wild that just got implemented like last year.
Yeah, and you don't even notice it at the games at all.
Like who was arguing not to have it? Like who?
We should have given out helmets to people like down the lines.
Whoever pitched this idea of fucking like to have it doesn't take brain cells to say that, right? It's just crazy that like at one point, like, because obviously this was like literally 2 years ago. So I remember I went to a game, I was like front row or whatever, and there was no net, and I was scared for my life. Like you could there's a legitimate chance that Josh Donaldson would pull a baseball and murder someone. Like a legitimate chance. And like Joey Bats, whose exit velos were fucked. Like imagine a Joey Bat early pull on a baseball.
Encarnacion just one hand whipping it into the fucking 10th row.
It's
But
wild.
people have died, right? They had to have.
Oh, 100%.
God, baseball did some stupid things. Not having those nets up was probably one of them. And you'd think the only pushback had to be them saying that it would ruin fan experience, but it just hasn't changed anything at all.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. It's the Nets thing is the craziest. It's like, dude, why was that even an argument? I'm just happy it's up because it makes the game way less stressful. And the only balls that go over to that net are like weak pop ups. Sometimes it's a hard pop up, but not usually, right? So I'm fired up that it's like a thing, to be honest. So you can actually join the game.
The only thing you get is those piss missile like backspun balls that are fouled off straight back into the 200s. If you sit behind the plate, like kind of to the right a little bit in the 200s, you will get 15 baseballs hit to you.
Yeah, no, that's 100% true. That 100% makes sense. So yeah, that's another thing that I've noticed at the game. Like it's wild that like at some point that was just never a thing. And like, especially during the steroid era when like you had guys that were literally just launching baseballs, like ripping the seams off of them. I don't even want to know. I would just never buy a ticket there, like down the line. Never.
Speaking of steroids, if we went back to allowing steroids and spider tack, who do you think would like have the advantage?
I think pitchers.
You think so?
Because they throw so hard and like it doesn't matter. Like steroids is one thing. We have to be able to hit the ball. And could you imagine like a DeGrom or a Scherzer on roids or with sticky tacks? Like DeGrom would be fucked. I don't think he's the type of guy that uses it though. So I don't know if it would affect him as much, but just like a lot of these like average Joe pitchers would be just absolutely on the loose because they have sticky tack.
Yeah, no, I think it'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, that'd be good. Maybe there could be a league of just the people that have been cut from Major League Baseball.
Yeah, just make the Frontier League. Just make it
the Frontier League. Yeah. I don't know, man. I'm just like, this was a sick series to watch live. It was sick to like just see home runs on home runs, like runners scoring position getting cashed in.
Did you like the 3:00 game today?
Yeah, I actually did. The only shitty thing was like leaving the game. The traffic is fucked.
Oh, dude. Fuck yeah. After work traffic.
Yeah. It's terrible.
That's
terrible. Yeah, that's the only thing. So I don't know, man. I mean, I think seeing the Toronto Blue Jays do this, I just never want it to end. And obviously, I know it's sooner than later they're gonna go on like that little skid like they did last time. But we just got to. As a fan, we got to embrace the good times. Like we got to embrace what is going on right now because this is incredible, and I hope they keep it going to the Yankees series next week. That would be fucking incredible.
So what are we now? 30-20, only 50 games in.
Yeah.
Crazy. We still have more than third of the season or 2/3 of the season left.
Yeah, and there's so much flip flop. Like there's gonna like the Yankees aren't gonna stay in first forever. I hope not, at least. But they've kind of came down to earth. I guess.
Everyone on their team got hurt finally, which was nice.
Yeah.
Did JMO do the thing tonight?
No, he gave up a double, and the Yankees are losing 1-0.
No way.
And yeah, JMO is throwing a fucking perfect game, and they're losing 1-0. Or they just got a 2 RBI single with bases loaded, 2 outs. But yeah,
fuck's sakes. Yeah, would have been nice for them to lose, but whatever.
Yeah,
I want to talk about the AL East teams. How about the Tampa Bay Rays last night?
Yeah. Your ass was in the jackpot. Your ass was in the jackpot. And I kept refreshing. They had like one hit going into like the 8th, right?
Yes. They had one hit going into the 8th. I was driving through the mountains of West Virginia, scrolling my phone, praying that the Rays would get a hit. Nope, just wouldn't happen. They refused to get hits. And then somehow turned the score back on. The Rays scored a run and then figured it out.
It was just like a scratch and claw, no business winning that type of game. Credit to the Rays, dude, because that was a big one for the boys. You love to see that shit. You really do. So shout out Avery for that.
Well, you did. You tried to get me fired in the
middle of that
game.
No, I reverse mushed you.
I knew what you were doing. I was gonna thank you for that because it worked.
If you follow me on Twitter, you know I'm a reverse jinx king. If a team is losing that I bet on, I will just immediately tweet like, "Oh, so this team's poverty now," or like so. Last week, I think I had the White Sox on the weekend. Last weekend, and I tweeted, Watching the Chicago White Sox play baseball should be a federal a prison sentence.
Punishable.
And then they won in extra innings. They were down 1-0 going into the ninth, and they won 5-3. So the reverse jinx is crazy. It works a lot of the time. So I'm just gonna keep doing it. As if I start, like I said, I'm gonna keep doing it, and it hit, and the Rays yesterday cashed, and you're all the way back. But that Sandy Red Sox pick, that was unforgivable. The unforgivable shit.
Gotta get you on the stream since I'm gonna be off of it forever because you got me kicked off.
Sandy, Sandy was on your side. He's like, the Rays are gonna do this. And
that was a good guy, man. My boss sticking up for me. I love that.
Yeah, that's a guy you want to go in the trenches with. I was just holding your ass to the fire, and it came through. And I sent you the tweet at like 1 a.m. of like the Goodfellas, rest in peace, just hammering in the shower, like let's go, like just like that gift. So that's what I did for you. But yeah, it was great. Credit to you for the Rays, man, because that game had no business hitting. No business.
None at all. And I did no research for that one. That was a no thoughts, just vibes, right?
It was a gut pick. And I love gut picks. I love picks with no analytics behind them. It's just like this team's gonna win. Yeah. Like the Dodgers tonight. That's if you get swept by the Pirates, you take that team the next game. That's just guaranteed almost. So if you're listening to this and the Dodgers won, you're welcome. But dude, and speaking of AL East as well, like you said, the Yankees signed Matt Carpenter, and he all of a sudden can just mash now.
I mean, they have a fake field. I think I could hit home runs there.
Okay, that's a true point. That's a very true point. But why didn't the Jays at least look at him? He's a left-handed bat that plays everywhere.
I don't know. Like, say we sign Matt Carpenter and we come on this pod the next day. I think the consensus from us is who fucking cares, right?
Yeah, it's a who cares, but it's a good like guy that's experienced in the show bat. Like, I wouldn't be necessarily pissed off about it.
No, for sure not. I'm fine with Kevin Biggio over Matt Carpenter, I think.
Kevin Biggio, I mean, he's working his way back into my
Kevin Biggio being our bench bat who can play all those positions is what he's meant to do. He's not meant to be our starter.
Yeah, I hope he doesn't. And you never know with Charlie's lineups. Like this, the fact that Zimmer like has started, I think 2 games this week or in the last week is just like, fuck. He started on Sunday, I believe, right? Yeah, he did because I believe Lourdes or Teoscar pinch hit for him. And he started today and he's played like out. Is he that good defensively where Charlie Montoyo has to fucking put him in defensively? Like, what is that?
We can look at his outs above average here.
He can't be that good defensively. Charlie Montoyo puts him in defensively every fucking game, it feels like, dude.
Who is that when he takes out Springer too? I forget who.
Yes, I don't understand. Like, how good can this fucking guy possibly be defensively, man?
Yeah, I'm gonna look here. I don't think he's probably that good defensively.
I don't either. And Montoyo insists to put him in, like, so his parents don't text him. Like,
okay, so his outs above average are 64th percentile, but his sprint speed is 97th percentile, and his jump is 89th percentile.
Oh, so he's okay. So maybe I have to eat my words. Maybe that's pretty fucking good, actually. God damn, good for him.
Yeah,
I love Tapia. I will say that. Watching Tapia has been a fucking pleasure.
It was ugly when he wasn't doing what he was supposed to do, and he's trying to hit home runs.
Now he's like a little like slap hitter, double down the line, little gap single. He's figured it out.
And you need that guy as a rally starter, right?
Yeah.
You can't all just try and hit home runs.
Yeah.
Although it would be nice, but I think having a guy like that, him and Espinal in the lineup are good. Good guys to get the things going.
There was another group of guys in the Blue Jays center, and it took every bone in my body not to chirp, but they were saying trade Vladdy. Or like, what would we get for Vladdy? It's like, you're kidding me, right? Like I said, we're turning into fucking Yankee fans.
But trying to trade our own players, which is legit crazy.
It is crazy. And
you see they're not going to trade Juan Soto. Mike Rizzo came on and said that.
Yeah. I don't believe it. We'll see. I that's a guy you build a team around, but yeah, I don't know if you would trade that guy. That'd be very dumb. So Alek Manoah went 7 2/3 today, 3 earned runs, but
shouldn't have been 3, man.
Yeah, it shouldn't have been 3, but unfortunately, he'll never be top 5 in baseball to Craig Ballard. Unfortunately, if you look at this guy's stats, it is fucking wild. Like, his ERA is so low. he's not punching out that many guys, but he's getting a lot of swing and misses. And these guys like at the plate look clueless against him. Like they have no idea what the fuck's coming.
He throws that 92 like get me over sinker, and I don't think people swing at it ever. It seems like, and I'm fine. Hey, if he doesn't have to run it up all the time and he can just eat innings without, going 100%, it should be good for us in the long run. I still can't believe Jared thought he needed more time in AAA last year. The only time
that's the worst take ever.
Yeah, the only time I've legitimately been mad at Jeremy Roach was when he said Alec, but that's fine. In hindsight's 2020, right? We were correct.
Thank God he's not running the team because he would still be in Buffalo right now. If he was still, I couldn't imagine him still in Buffalo. You would have like a point. You have like a .26 ERA right now in AAA.
Yeah, he would need more time though for Jer.
And we were talking about that guy. So obviously it makes zero sense that Trent Thornton's on this team. Like we can all agree on that, right?
Yeah, Baracki's like they're talking. He's gone, right?
Yeah, I think he's gone. Yeah, he's gone. But
there was that clears waivers.
There was that closer I was talking to you about, right? On the Jays.
Yeah.
In the minor leagues. Hernandez, I don't remember or something, but the Jays have a guy in the minors right now for the Buffalo Bison. I will pull this up. I will find this. Who has a sub-3 ERA. He's punching out a shit ton of guys. And his numbers are pretty good. And he's like decently old. Like not old, but he's like old enough to be playing in the show.
No, he's a 2000. Yeah.
Oh, he's 2000?
Yeah.
So, yeah, he's like, he's 22, 23. I mean, that's good enough fucking for me. He has a 2.30 ERA. That's Lawrence, right? Lawrence, 2.30 ERA. That guy might have pitched today. Yes. K. Johnston, right? Is that what I'm talking about?
I have no idea who you're talking. I thought this was a Dominican guy we were talking about.
Yes, Dominican guy.
Okay.
Definitely not K. Johnson then.
Yeah,
but anyways,
Johnson.
there's a Dominican guy in the minors right now. It's 2000. We talked about him that should be in the show right now. And we can't keep throwing out Trent Thornton. Sorry. He's been on my other podcast, but we can't keep throwing out Trent Thornton. And Julian Merriweather.
Yeah, no, we have no business watching those guys, I don't think.
Yeah.
We need to give a guy a chance, like just see what we have, right?
Like keeping them in AAA is just like, it's like, come on, like let's just at least see what this guy has. But I don't even want to touch this team right now. They're so hot. Like, don't call up, don't send down a fucking soul. Seriously. Don't call up or send down anyone.
Fine with me, man. I just keep it rolling, Charlie. Give you a pat on the back or something. You've managed to keep your job and figuring it out.
Yeah, he kept his job all right. And another thing I want to bring up is like I mentioned in the last podcast, Connor Morrow is a good friend of mine. And he coaches 18U OBJ, and these guys fucking love us. Like, they love this podcast. And they went squirrely when I mentioned Connor Morrow. They're like, holy fuck, like they mentioned you on the Gate 14 podcast. I just want to give a special shout out, man, to my boy Corey Morrow and like all those OBJ 18U boys listening to the pod, grinding. Hopefully this finds you guys well and you're actually listening to this in class because you're all going JUCO probably. And I just appreciate the love and the support, man. It's crazy. When Connor Morrow told me that, I was like, let's fucking go. Like, let's fucking ride. The Gate 14 boys are buzzing when you got kids going crazy when we mentioned Connor. But yeah, dude, shout out to the OBJ 18U boys, man. Keep dog walking teams like OBJ usually does. But it's just wanted to give a shout out to you guys, man. I was there. I was grinding 18U, fucking driving my Ford Escape, just having a good time with the boys. I'd booze after every game Saturday. Like, just that's the lifestyle. Like, just, and I will, if I have any piece of advice for those young guys right now playing in like the CPBL or whatever, PBLO and whatever like that, don't take it for granted. Because you never know when you turn like the clock hits, you turn like 25 and you don't have a locker room to be with the boys. You don't have like bus rides, or you don't have just like chances to kind of kick it with the fellas, like in the dugout, like just fuck around, group chats, everything. Don't take it for granted. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, I played OBJ, best organization in the world. OBJ, you just show up and beat teams because they were just scared to play you at some point.
Yeah.
But it's like, even for kids like that, man, you don't really remember the baseball that much. It's like
seriously couldn't tell you a game.
Yeah, it's the friends you make. It's the shit you get in trouble for. It's you running at the hotel at 3 a.m. because people got in trouble by the coach. That's the shit you'll always remember. They'll be your best friends for life, man. You'll always have those memories, but keep grinding. It's a lot of fun.
It's just like, and the thing is, I saw a couple of like the guys I played with on the Nationals like last week inter-county game and stuff, and it's just like your face lights. And the thing is, that's awesome is like you see these guys, right? And it's like you talk to them like you haven't missed a beat.
Oh yeah.
That's what it is. Like you haven't missed a beat. You guys just still talking. You guys are still on the same team. It's awesome, dude. It really is.
You bond a lot over the people you hate there. Yeah, it's something else. Something I'll never forget, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's one of the greatest things, dude. It's fucking awesome.
I have a nice little story from my golf round today. So I'm I know whatever you're gonna say. Playing the Duke University golf course. By the way, Duke University is not a university, it is a fucking resort. Like, I understand how Coach K got every single good recruit of all time. This is a legit resort. I cannot believe how nice the campus was. And they have Coach K's name everywhere. That guy's a shitty guy. I don't like Coach K.
Piece of trash. Piece of fucking trash.
So we're golfing like second hole, third hole. I get paired up with this random guy. And these two guys come like gunning down the fairway and they just join our group. I was like, oh, okay.
Really?
Like on the third hole, there's this like 6'6" guy, he's black. Then there's like a 6'7" guy, white guy. So we play a couple of holes. They just start kind of talking to us. I asked the one guy what he does for work, and he goes, I do play-by-play for the Hornets.
What the fuck?
I was like, what? Turns out it was Gerald Henderson, who had played like 10 years in the NBA and now just works for the Hornets. They just absolutely run that golf course because they can do whatever they want. And yeah, that's my story from today.
That's sick. So you were playing at Duke, dude. I mean, how far was that drive for you though? It had to be far as fuck.
It was 13 hours took.
So are you there with your rents and shit?
No, I solo mish.
13-hour solo mish.
I mean, there's something about just I like being on my own sometimes.
Me too. I love it.
Not having someone fucking rag in your ear all the time. It's just like,
yeah, I'm doing it next week. I'm going to Cincy to watch a couple of my guys on the D-backs. I'm excited for it. It's like 6 hours though. It's like 6.5 hours. So it's nowhere near what the fuck you just did, but yeah. I'm definitely excited for it.
Dude, you just throw on a pod and you just make it happen, man.
You just throw. You don't dip, but you just throw in a dip. Just fucking. Sometimes I'll just watch baseball games on the dash. Like I'll put the.
That is crazy that you do.
And that's what I'll be doing. Like that's exactly what I'll be doing. So it's. I'm excited for it, dude. I really am.
Possibly tough golf course tomorrow, and then going to University of North Carolina to watch some baseball.
That's fucking electric. You're living the life, man. So you're just not working, or like what's going on with that?
I'm not working tomorrow, but I had to do some stuff today. Vlogging the trip though as part of work.
Really?
So, yeah.
Okay, so you're a content guy.
Yeah.
What camera are you using? Your phone?
Yeah, my phone.
That's incredible. Let's
that's definitely what you were doing too, right?
Yeah, no, that's exactly what I was doing.
Yeah.
Let's cut in here. Let's go into the series this weekend. Minnesota Twins, what we kind of talked about earlier. You got fucking who's going first? You got Gonzalez, Dylan Bundy, and Smelter, who's
who
pretty
is
good.
He's
He's a rookie, I think, making his debut.
Oh.
Chichi. No, he's not a rookie.
Oh, I know Chichi Gonzalez.
He's
Holy
trash.
shit.
He's trash. He's trash. So you got Chichi versus Kikuchi, Barrios versus Bundy, Smelter versus Gossman. Pretty good. Gossman's gonna absolutely carve that team up.
Yeah. Smeltzer isn't
terrible.
Very good.
Terrible.
Did have cancer
terrible.
though.
He did, but he's terrible.
He was so Bundy sucked. They suck. Holy shit.
Yeah, I mean Correa's gonna be gone from there. I think he has like a option after his second year, right?
Yeah. No, after this year.
This year, sorry, every year he has one. I'm pretty sure, but yeah, it's gonna be cool. Like. It's going to be sick to see the Jays finally face a team that's kind of mediocre. Like the White Sox are mediocre and you swept, right? The White Sox mediocre and you swept.
Yeah.
And
we play the whole Central these 2 weeks. It's weird. Because then we got to play the Royals and then whoever else is in the Central, someone else after that.
Yeah. So, you got the Royals. Yeah, you got the Royals after the Yankees, I believe.
Oh, is that who we play? Yeah. Royals. No, Royals are Monday. And then so Tigers on Friday. When do we?
Oh, okay. Yeah,
play the Yankees in 2 weeks.
Oh, 2 weeks. You're right. So
no, then we play the fucking Orioles. When do we play the Yankees, dude?
Am I just losing it?
Yeah, you completely lost it.
They don't play the Yankees for a very. Oh, that's yeah, they do. June 17th. Okay,
you were talking like it was next week though.
Wow. Okay, I'm fucking very dumb. That
No,
is very,
don't
very
say
dumb.
that, man.
Okay, no, that's on me. I gotta be better. I didn't realize that.
Can
Okay,
we
so
get a hey JR, can we get a prediction for the series?
um, yeah, I could see Jays like again sweeping. The Twins are not that great of a team. I looked into the numbers, and the Twins aren't that great of a team, and I can see the Jays Jays going 3-0. I'm excited to see Kikuchi go up against like a not a good team.
Thanks, JR.
Yeah, Kikuchi's gonna carve. Lefty throwing gas.
I think they're half decent against one side. I don't know which side it is. I think, I mean, if I'm being honest, I'm just gonna keep guessing sweeps till we lose.
That's kind of crazy, but I gotta respect that.
I was called crazy for predicting a sweep for this series, right? You and Jared both 2-1.
Yeah, true. I think Jeremy said sweep though.
Okay, that's my guy.
Yeah. So I want to say this. Jay's
Wait.
gonna go 2-1.
June 9th. Who do we play on June 9th? Because that's Jersey Day.
All right, let me see. The Jays play June 9th. They have an off day.
Okay. So
So the
10th.
Jays aren't home until they face the Orioles on June 13th. But I'm saying we wait, like the June 9th is the deadline, but we wait till the Yankees series June 17th when the Yankees are here. That's when I wear the full uniform. That's when there'll be most fans.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Yep, that's what we're gonna do.
We're gonna need that from you for sure. Especially a big series like that. You think we could be playing for first place in that series?
Yes, I really do. Who do the Yankees have up here? The Yankees, I think they have a decently hard schedule. I think like we said, they have one of the hardest schedules remaining.
Yeah, I sure hope so.
They got the Rays, but they face the Rays at home before that, and then they go to Toronto and they face the Rays again after that, and then they face the Astros. So it's the gauntlet starting to come up a little bit for that. So I'm excited for that. So I'm going to predict 2-1. Teoscar stays hot. Teoscar, it's another. I'm going to say 2 nukes for Teoscar this weekend because when he's hot, it is fucking nightmare fuel for people. And Gurriel's been also insane too on an insane run. I don't know what the fuck's going on with Ryu. I'm assuming he's going to be back on the IL, so they're going to have to get.
Yeah, I think they put him on already.
Yeah, so they're going to have to get Stripling back on the mound. So Stripling will go, I believe, against. You said the Royals, right, on Monday?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So he'll be going up against the Royals, but like I wouldn't touch anything with this team. I mean, it's crazy because all these lineups continue to put up a shit ton of runs, but keep it going. We got to stop with the Zimmer. That's the only thing.
It's working though, man. It's working.
Yeah, that's like the only thing. It really is.
It's been good. What an awesome week.
So, like, this is how we're gonna end it here. So this weekend, Jays Twins. If the Jays sweep the Twins, this might be one of the most fun teams fun stretches of Blue Jays baseball I've ever had watching because how poor they were. Like, not even a week and a half. Like, oh yeah, a week and a half ago. So it's fun to see. It's really fun to see because if they sweep the Twins or even take 2-1, if they take 2-1, they're 10-1 in their last 11. Like, sign me the fuck up for that. If they lose this series, then I'm back on meltdown mode. That's what I have to say.
No. Oh, lose the series.
Yes.
I mean, if we get swept, then meltdown mode. I think go 1-2. We're okay. You look at it hindsight, right?
Yeah.
I think we don't need to look at it serious. But we shouldn't even think we're not gonna fucking lose. Not once.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Because fuck, dude, that's a good point. But okay, 1-2, I won't have a meltdown. No. If they get swept, I'll have a meltdown. That's what we'll agree on.
It always just depends how they play the last game too. How you act. Like,
because for sure. That's when we record the pod. But yeah. Anyways, we will be doing a giveaway for the Teoscar bobblehead. I don't know what we're going to be doing yet with it, but we will be doing it. So just stay tuned for that.
Merch too.
So I believe some of them are selling for like 100 of these bobbleheads, which is crazy, but I'm not going to sound like a fuck. So maybe we'll do a merch giveaway with it or something along those lines, but we will be doing that. And the people that voted no on the poll, like as a joke or we're just trying to be funny or I don't know what it was, I know who you are. I've screenshotted it. If you try to DM us as a friend or just try to like interact with us, we will not answer. I know who you are. and just know I've kept a tally of you. So that's all. That's how I want to end the podcast. You have any last words? So thanks for showing up, JR, again. Fuck, man.
Maybe we'll see him on Sunday. Probably not, though.
Yeah, we won't.
No, that's all I got. Go Jays.
Go Jays. Let's roll. Let's have a great weekend, everyone.